currently in first in a Battle Stadium singles qualifying tournament, and here's me showcasing some of my games where I'm a menace with Shedinja. In this one I'm up against Kibby, who isn't doing well in the qualifiers but is number 1 currently in the invitational standings for the whole circuit. Their team here is interesting. I know that they're a big fan of Lugia. I can imagine it's really bulky, supportive, and most importantly annoying. Unfortunately, this game does not look like a great game for Shedinja. They have 4 things that hit it for super effective. I know that Crunch Zacian is a thing that sometimes happens that I think that they've used in the past, and Kyogre sometimes runs Ancient Power just for Shedinja. But I also know that there's a good chance that Shedinja will scare away certain mons like the Zacian, which would free up my Yveltal. I lead trusty Yveltal into their Kyogre, and I foul play hoping to get some good damage off. They switch into their Yveltal, revealing that they're bulky leftovers, which means that I'm not going to be able to do much damage in this exchange. A hard switch to Zacian, knowing that they won't really be able to do much to me, but foul play nearly does half, so that's not great. Lugia comes in and it takes a Behemoth Blade for its trouble. Multi-scale means that it takes barely anything, but then I get a really lucky critical hit as they paralyze me. This crit means that they are 100% in quick attack range instead of it being a roll, which means I can remove Lugia without much concern. Kyogre comes in and I quick attack in case it's Scarf to break any big water spout damage. They Scald, knowing that that was probably likely to happen. I bring in Calyrex knowing that I just kind of want to do a bit of damage, and Yveltal comes in. This isn't really that much of a problem because I need it not at full health. I go for Taunt in case it's got Roost, because if it's got Roost that means it's more of a problem for my Yveltal maxing. They go for Snarl and that's whatever, and then I just decide to chip it a little bit more. Unfortunately for me this turn they miss Snarl, which means that they have an extra turn to one, recover leftovers, but also to break away from the taunt that I've given them. They get the KO and the taunt wears off. I bring in my Yveltal and it's time to max. My Yveltal's physical, so I've got Rock Slide, so I'm pretty confident that I should be able to knock out their Yveltal at this point in time, and I do. Now it's a 1v1, but they have an extra turn of max that I don't have. Kyogre is stupidly strong, so I go for the max bug to lower its special attack, weakening it, hoping that it means that my Yveltal lives 2 hits. And judging by the damage, that was the correct thing to do. Max Darkness next for massive damage to put it in range of basically any other attack that I want to go for, as they knock me down into the red. I know that foul play might be a roll at this range, so I go for Fly to waste their last turn of max, and then land the game-winning KO. Shedinja didn't come here, but his influence was certainly felt as Zacian wasn't here, which meant Yveltal was pretty free. And that counts.